What's going on, my tiddly bitch? It's Man the Caveman here, and we got a bunch of Green Lanterns to check out today from our buddy, McFarlane. Now, I'm going to do my best to be good, and I'm not going to shit on the stuff.
Are you sure about that?
I do have opinions on it, and mind you, I did get these all on sale. So, his price points are usually not that bad. Sometimes he'll pull a dick move on you every once in a while, just like he normally does with a lot of stuff. Like I said, I did get it on sale. I got all three of these. Well, it's a 2-pack and a Batman. Yeah, running joke. He's never made a Batman before. But I do have some thoughts on these bad boys, and you'll find out about that right now. So I guess we'll start off with the Batman. It's your regular Batman from McFarlane. That's the end of the review, guys.
Fucking weak, dude!
No, I'm just messing with you.
Dude, what the f***?
Anyway, he does come with a bunch of accessories. These are actually pretty cool effects. Like, it's nice to get something a little different. He came with a bunch of hands. A bunch of hands, actually. A sprawled out hand.
Handy? Man.
Chop, chop.
Gripping hand. 2 gripping hands. And like a... kind of like a... Is that a trigger hand? I think that actually is. You know, McFarlane uses a lot of reuse. And he came with a Green Lantern. As for the figure, he's got that cape that's going on. Like, you know what I don't like about McFarlane when he does that? I mean, I know why he has that in the packaging like that. Because so that it doesn't, like, I guess, warp or, like, stick to the figure. But it's always such a pain in the ass to get the cape out through that plastic slip or whatever it is. But all in all, the articulation is kind of nice. It actually moves nicely. It's not stiff. Like, still has his old pins going on, though. Can't get rid of those. There is a lot of reuse on this figure. From which Batman was that? Well, it's the Batman that I got this head sculpt from. This head sculpt I felt matched better for the box art, because we all know McFarlane just doesn't like sticking to the box art for some reason. Which, hey, whatever. It's I guess preference or however you do things. You know, I can't tell a multimillionaire how to do his business, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
But I swapped out the head because that screaming head was just... It was... It was kind of... I don't even know how to describe it. You know, you be the judge of how to describe that head, honestly. Oh, wait, he did come with a couple of more things. You know, he came with the good old Stan. Can't have a McFarlane figure without his good old Stan. And, you know, if you really wanted to get some bang for your buck, you get the card Stan, which actually has the box art on it. And as you can see, the face is not a screaming head. It's more of a stoic head. But anyway, back to the figure and its articulation. He does do some pretty good splits. Legs are good. Arms can go all the way around. Obviously, the cape does hinder that a little. They go up. Is that? I mean, he has some kind of a bicep swivel right there. Double elbows. It's a little stiff. wrist articulation, swivel, hinge, waist. Yeah, there's some waist in there. The ankles have rockers up and down. Actually goes back pretty far, which it's amazing that it goes back that far, and he has a cape though. Like, you should work that into other figures where it can go back that far. You know, like maybe the Flash or something. Somebody that actually has like a running pose. The same thing right here, like I'm looking up on this head because the neck is attached to the head. It's not a separate piece. So right here, I don't know if you could see it with the lighting, but there is a gap there when he looks up, and it was the same exact thing with the screaming head. But if you have it just regular or turned to, well, a little bit, but it's not that bad. I mean, you might be able to pop the cape up a little, but then the cape would be floating and fuck up all your stuff. So it is what it is. It's your basic Batman figure, you know, just Green Lanterned out. And let me see. Can I get him to stand? All right, sweet. He does have a ton of reuse from this bad boy. As you can see, I popped the head off already. But it is an absolute ridiculous amount of reuse from this. The only difference is this crest right here. And that's pretty much it. The boots are exactly the same. The belt is exactly the same. The body is exactly the same. The cape, which is funny, is it the same? No, I think the cape is actually different. Yeah, the cape is actually a little bit different. So he used a ton of reuse. Like, I get it. You got to make the most out of your molds. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I can't tell a multimillionaire how to do business, but it is a ton of reuse. I'm glad I got them on sale. I'm glad I'm able to put them in a Green Lantern display. We got Green Lantern Kyle Rayner. Actually, this is my favorite design for him. Well, for Green Lantern in general. Like, I don't know what it is about that design. I just really like this design. And usual, came with the stand, came with the card of box art that does not match the face.
Oh, there's a surprise.
I had the original that was a little lime greener, which this emerald green is a lot better. It does look a lot better. But what I don't understand is this is a 2-pack. And to get the price, I think it was $80. Again, I got all of these on sale. I got this 2-pack for, I think it was $40. So basically each figure was like $20. I got the Batman for, I think, $18. But the head sculpt, he's smiling. It's a good head sculpt. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't match box art, of course. But he could have threw in the other head sculpt from the other version of this figure. Like, just to bump it up. Because, I mean, the accessories are exactly the same. You know, he's got the sword, which they're cool. You know, he's got this big Buster sword here. Cool. You know, he's got this armor piece that's super warped. But I mean, that wouldn't be too bad if you, I guess, put it on him and just let it sit there for a while. And of course, he's got the Green Lantern. He's got his own Green Lantern. And he came with an extra hand, an extra gripping hand. But it's just like, you know, like for $80, and I get Kilowog. He's big. I'm going to get to him next. You know, he's a big boy. But I mean, you could have threw in the extra head sculpt.
It's a total dick move.
But anyway, on to articulation. It's your basic McFarlane articulation all the way around. Actually, this one's pretty nice too. It's not too stiff. Double elbows, swivel at the wrist, hinge at the wrist. Goes up, goes down, side to side, all the way around. Got an ab crunch, right? Yeah, ab crunch, swivel at the waist, double knees, swivel at the ankle, up and down. Oh, he's got toe articulation, which is kind of helpful sometimes. So, see, like, and of course he has his pins, which, I mean, it's like a 50-50 shoot with the pins, honestly. Like, because it kind of blends in with these, and it doesn't really matter if you have them up on the shelf. So, but it's your run-of-the-mill McFarlane articulation. It's not a bad figure. I do like it. The color scheme is a lot better than the first release. Could have came with another head sculpt, though. It really could have came with that second head sculpt just to have a more stoic look for him. But other than that, there you go. Now, here's the big boy, is the reason I think most people wanted this 2-pack.
You got that right.
Kilowog. Now, it's nice. He's a big, chunky boy. You know, didn't come with many accessories. Todd McFarlane stand. Card of box art that, again, doesn't match the figure. Why would you put something with the hand on there and then not have it be white on the figure?
So what do you think the next one's going to be?
Okay, these are typical McFarlane problems. But anyway, and he also came with a hefty Green Lantern, as opposed to the other ones that were a lot smaller. So is that a thing? Like, let me know. Like, do the size of the lanterns match the character that they are for? Because this one is way bigger than the other ones. So since his ring is bigger, I'm guessing he would have to have a bigger charge station. Anyway, let's get to the figure. He did come with this awesome hammer too, though. This hammer right here is pretty damn badass. Really nice on the details too. You got the Green Lantern logo right in the middle there. And for a big chunky guy, his articulation is not bad at all. Does have neck swivel. Up, not so much. Down, like nothing, because he's got that big old jaw. And that's a little gripe that I got, though, too. I feel like he could have gave him a jaw hinge, which would have gave him a little more character.
Python jaw, unhinged.
I mean, it's cool. You definitely have some nice details in there. I don't know if you could see the teeth in there, but he does have some gritting teeth in there. You could barely see his beady eyes, but that works too because of all the shadowing. As I've said like a million times, like McFarlane's details are very, very nice. There are just like some problem areas, and I get these things are mass produced. So you know, you're going to run into stuff. But the texture on it is really nice. The texture on all of them was really nice. I'm not sure if this was on purpose. And maybe you can tell. I think you can tell. Like, it's almost like, it's like, see how this color, this emerald here is solid, and like here, it's almost like a wash. Like, it gives it kind of like a cool little effect. The black is all textured too. The ring is really nice. Again, has the Green Lantern logo. He's got the basic articulation for a big guy. Actually, you know what I noticed about McFarlane figures too? His bigger guys are I mean, I guess maybe it's because they're bigger. They kind of have a bit more, well, better articulation. Like, it just flows a little better. It feels a little better. Oof, crunchy right there. Crunchy on the splits. Ooh, that's a big gap too. But it's good though. Like, goes back, forward, double knees, big old pins in there. Ankle swivel. Is there a boot cut there? It looks like nope, no boot cut. I don't think McFarlane does boot cuts. He doesn't do thigh cuts either, which could add a little bit more like to his stuff. He's got the bicep swivel, doubles, nope, single elbows, wrist swivel, wrist hinge. Swivel at the waist. Yeah, he's got less articulation because he's a big old boy. But out of all of them, I think this is my favorite one. Like, you don't. It's a good looking Kilowog. He's a big chunky boy, and who doesn't like a big hulking kind of guy? He's gonna fall over. He's gonna fall over. Yep, there he goes. Man down. And here's your good old size comparison of all three of the figures put together. Got a nice little Green Lantern crew going on there. And here we got Kilowog with two different versions from the Masterverse line from Mattel. And this is also a little bit of a conversation piece where, I don't know, everybody feels differently. McFarlane stuff looks great and everything. Money-wise, he's worth a lot. Mattel is just worth so much more money. And honestly, they went from stuff like this to this in maybe a year or two. Like, they upgraded with better paint, and the articulation is always solid, as you can see. No pins. It flows really nicely. Like I said, little conversation piece right here, because I know people are like really skeptical as to why, like, hey, McFarlane stuff looks good. I'm not going to deny that at all. But anybody that thinks that Mattel isn't going to do a good job with the DC license, I mean, you're sleeping on like Masterverse stuff, because they are really nice figures, and they do upgrade them, as you can see. I mean, you got the Simpson He-Man over here, which doesn't look bad, but then you upgraded to this one, and this is just like, the paint is just better. It's the same exact figure with a better head sculpt, and they made it a lot better. So, give things a chance. And they're both 7-inch scale, so it's not like they're going to interfere with your McFarlane setup. So honestly, I'm looking forward to the switch over. I got love for McFarlane. I'm a fan. Always have been a fan. I do like his stuff. He can be a bit of a dick.
Fact.
But give things a chance. And as you can see here, the Masterverse line scales perfectly with the McFarlane line. So it's hand in hand. Like I said, just give it a chance. They do go well together, and I really don't think it'll mess up your display. Trust me, it's not going to look something like this. Or like this. Even though that doesn't look too bad, that Black Series Chewbacca. He could be a little bit bigger, but I think he actually goes pretty well with those guys right there. So all in all, it's a good looking crew. They look good together. Articulation's not bad. It's the typical McFarlane articulation. His normal ups and downs with like certain things, they look fantastic. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely grab them up now. The price that I got them at is where it's at, honestly, though. Like, the prices are just getting too high and out of control nowadays, with all the stuff going on and the uncertainty of everything. But they are definitely good Green Lantern display pieces if you're into that. So anyway, that's all I got for you today, and I'll see you guys next time in the cave.